finals. Today, the state's top young cowboys and cowgirls gather with one goal in mind: to earn a championship buckle and a trip to the National High School Finals Rodeo, which is July 19th to the 25th in Lincoln, Nebraska. Months of hard work, dedication, and determination have brought them here. The stakes are high, the competition is fierce, and the future of rodeo is on display. Sit back and enjoy the excitement as the best of Nebraska takes center stage. Good afternoon, I'm Scott Posey from Valentine. Let's turn things over to Nebraska High School Rodeo announcer Caleb Dorenkamp.
Joyce takes care of our line athletes. You'll see the classic rules thrown throughout the team rope in the breakaway and the tie down. And tune in to Cowboy Champ, our official network of the NeHSRA, National High School Rodeo Association. Ariat is that of our official championship. For 30 years, they've been back at rodeo athletes with gear that's built that goes the distance. Train like a pro, train with Smarty, Smarty Rodeo. And given the nods, the final view of the weekend comes in the hands of an American Hat Company from Bowie, Texas since 1915. Carroll Original Wear, the Rocky Mountain Elk Foundation, our official hunting and conservation foundation partner. Their parked out back, our Bluebird trailers take us here in style. And Valentine, ask your veterinarian about Adequan and say hello to Adam Weatherby and all the family, the great state of Wyoming. Platinum Performance Equine Supplement Partner, and our friends at NRSWorld.com, our official catalog, paired up with our official publication of the Western Horseman. Performance Stall Mats, the next level. Take your horse to the Hall and Stall with the champion of the Performance Stall Mats and Golden Spurs Ministries. As we worship in the Western way of life, we say thank you to Corey and all that he does for our families. Sloan Saddles and Pueblo, Texas official saddle, the NeHSRA. Turtle Box with the summer parties coming up. Be sure you're partying it up with loud, rugged, outdoor, waterproof audio. Weatherford, Texas, Teskey's is back as our tax supplier. And as we take a little sunlight coming into Valentine, take out the fences, our proud sunglass partner. Jennings capturing the moments that'll last a lifetime as our official photographer and that of the Professional Rodeo Cowboys Association as they celebrate the future of these contestants, looking for that permit to take them against some of the top contestants in the world. The National Ring Cowboys Association, the National Cutting Horse Association, and so many of them staying front and center. American Quarter Horses presented by the NQHA, and now the umbrella that shapes us all, the National High School Rodeo Association. Those are your national partners that you see on the world level. However, so many great local and state partners: Security, First Bank, 44 Farms, as well as on the platinum side, Sandhill State Bank is proud to say hello with V-Bar Trailer Sales. Young's Western Wear is proud to be a part of the Valentine community, offering discounts and giveaways to our contestants throughout the weekend. They have taken care of us so much, and a big thank you to our arena director, Reese Weber, as well, on the contract personnel side. We welcome them in with our sponsor recognition earlier on. They have been a major part of celebrating this state. Pinnacle Bank and the Branding Barn, UNL Kaiser and Garani Motors. Also Black Shirt Feeders, Dry Creek Western Wear, Sandhill Oil, Union Bacon Trust, Vitalix, Bird Dog Hospitality, and the Mid-Plains Community College. Thank you to our state and the local partners of Nebraska High School Rodeo Association. Well, you're going to see two other flags flying and join them. We talk Nebraska High School Rodeo. It's the banner of our great state here in Sandhill, Cattle Country. We're so proud to keep the Husker State and the name alive. And you know what? Keeping the tradition alive is that of the 1962 Sandhills National High School Finals flag. It represents the generations to come in a sport that we love so dearly here in the great state. And you know, much like our State Rodeo Association, we're covered in this state by the banner that represents the greatest nation on earth. And for the final time of this season, but I can guarantee you not the final time in our sport. She makes her way in. She's positioned and carried on here this afternoon by your new queen of the Nebraska High School Rodeo, Miss Audra Bell Worth. It's painted in the red, the white, and the blue, decorated with the stars and the stripes, and it stands for every life that has been lost, that has protected those great freedoms. And you know, I've told you a lot about throughout the weekend why we stand. And we're proud to do it. And we're proud to represent this way of life, not only in an arena, but all those that are looking from the outside in. So let it be known that while this world is filled with confusion and conflict, you can turn the TV to one channel, listen to what it says, turn it to the next channel, listen to something completely opposite. But you know, in this sport, we believe some of the most upsetting things is when that television shows people disrespecting or not standing for that beautiful red, white, and blue flag you see before you. So once again, as you leave this arena today, we're going to remind you why we stand for that beautiful flag. We stand for the soldier that's overseas and not right now. And we stand for the family that's been handed that flag because their loved one gave the ultimate sacrifice. And we stand for the policemen and women, and the firemen and the EMTs that are preparing for duty right now across America, not knowing if they'll get the chance to tell their family good morning tomorrow. We stand because that flag represents the greatest country on earth, along with the bravest men and women that have sacrificed so much to protect it. And as she makes her way to the center of the stage, if you love and stand for that red, white, and blue, would you make a little noise on the Nebraska Saturday Rodeo? Oh, we love to celebrate her proudly here. An incredibly young lady. And on behalf of Nebraska High School Rodeo, thank you to each and every one of you that has served this country, all past, present, and future. So many great people join us here today, but you know what? There's one missing this year. At this time, we're going to talk about a gentleman that was so important to not only our sport, but to this community. Today, remember the one and only not only the sport of rodeo, but a legend in wrestling. It didn't matter where it came with those sports or forward. It was that of the future that he cared about so dearly. So at this time, as we celebrate the future of rodeo, I kindly ask that you join us in a moment of silence as we remember Arch Ferguson. Thank you. Well, you know, the Stars and the Stripes, she represents so many of those great freedoms. And that freedom of religion we'll take serious each and every time. And if you'll go with me for the final blessing of our finals today. Father, we come to you again, thanking you for the many blessings you bestowed upon us. We especially thank you, Lord, for the blessing of being able to live in the greatest country on earth. We are free to enjoy and compete in the great sport of rodeo. You know, Father, we got one more round. We're not just here to win check or show off a buckle or take the same time to do a resume. We're out here, Father, living this dream we're all molded into. Father, we just ask that you continue to keep your guidance and safety throughout our contestants as livestock as we keep this spirit of rodeo alive. Father, for our state side, may the winds come to a halt and the sky shed its tears on the scarred land impacted by the horrific wildfires that have swept in this great state. And may your protection be with those that are away from their families, keeping a kind of evil at bay that we can't even begin to imagine, so that we may gather here in comfort with others. We ask all this in Jesus' name. Amen. It is with that banner stands proud, and the beautiful voice of Miss Harley Thorpe takes you to your national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleam?
grateful to have that beautiful voice with us for the finals. Farley Thorpe, a featured contestant of Nebraska High School Rodeo. And you know what? As we get ready to say hello to our first few contestants and wish those the best of luck down below, our friends at Western Warehouse want to congratulate our contestants Cooper Kerner, Emerson Thorburn, Cassidy Vaughn, and Aaron Hand on a very special giveaway. Thank you to Young's Western Warehouse for all that they've done for our contestants throughout the week. And be sure you're letting them know that they are in the big winning side of things at Young's Western Warehouse. Meanwhile, we're going down to the big winning side and back to the bareback riding.
And a big thanks to our public address announcer, Caleb Dornkamp, getting our Nebraska High School Finals Rodeo underway right here on News Channel Nebraska. And we've got bareback riding coming up.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Cherry Todd Electric Cooperative. Cherry Todd Electric Cooperative is dedicated to serving and supporting our members' interest. And by Muddy Creek Pro Rodeo Company, where the dust settles on champions.
We're getting our bareback riding underway with Trevor Burdick out of Johnstown starting things off here this afternoon. Looks like our pickup men are putting him around, looking for a good spot to get him down right now, but I believe we've got a no score. And Trevor Burdick out of Johnstown, our first rider here this afternoon on the bareback riding. Going to take a no score, did not mark the horse out of the buck and shoot. Therefore, a no score for Trevor Burdick. This is Cooper Walker out of Mullen. He's going to be our next cowboy up to go here in the bareback riding. Again, here in the bareback riding, you're going to notice this cowboy holds on to a leather rigging, does not have a saddle, hence the word bareback. And, of course, we're looking for an 8-second ride. To qualify, the rider must have those spurs over the break of the horse's shoulders and touching the horse when the horse's front feet hit the ground. That's why we saw Trevor Burdick get a no score. Did not do that. Our judges out there are scoring both the cowboy and the horse, 1 at 25 each. Let's watch Cooper Walker work one out here. Right down the arena.
There's a lot of talent, a lot of education that comes from these young teenagers.
And we happen to see that yellow flag hit the ground out of the buck and shoot. And Cooper Walker, despite all that good work on a good-looking ride, is going to take a no score here in our bareback riding today. So a couple of tough breaks for our first two cowboys out in the bareback riding. Trevor Burdick and Cooper Walker both take no scores. We've got two cowboys left to go. Kelston Lindner out of Broken Bow. He is going to be our next cowboy up here. He did win the second go-round last night or yesterday. Lindner had a 74-point ride in the second go-round. So here we go. Kelston Lindner.
6 trips to the leaderboard. Coming into number 2, the bull riding stands. Putting him around that number 5 mark of the all-around as well. What a service.
Broken Bow, Nebraska cowboy Kelston Lindner getting things set back there in the buck and shoot. See him buckle that hat down and nod the head, and here we go. And, boy, the guys are making it look easy out there.
First time the bareback riding. That dirt in front of buck and shoots is looking clean.
And we don't see a flag.
We are qualified.
Looks like we're going to the scorebook for Kelston Lindner.
Root Farms will take us the first
And 65-point ride for Kelston Linder, gets a 65. Yeah, again, like we said, our judges out here are judging both the cowboy and the horse. Each judge has 50 points to give, 1 to 25 for the cowboy, 1 to 25 for the horse. And Kelston Linder with a 65-point ride gets the first score on the scorebook this afternoon with one cowboy to go in the bareback riding, and that is going to be Kanan Heath out of Minden. He won the first go-round with a 73-point ride. Would like to put another one of those together here this afternoon. And these cowboys and cowgirls today looking to be in the top 4 in the state and a trip to the high school national finals rodeo, which this year is in Nebraska. That's right, Lincoln is the host this year for the the National High School Finals Rodeo. Here's Kanan Heath. Well, you saw that horse get into a little bit of a spin there in front of the bucking chute. Sometimes that can be a little bit harder than just straight down the arena, as the Cowboys really got to lean in and keep his balance, as you saw Kanan Heath do there. But this cowboy puts a good ride together. He was a national qualifier last year for Nebraska and like to do it again this year. And he's going to do it with a 74-point ride for Kanan Heath. He'll have our high-point ride of the afternoon in the bareback riding at your Nebraska High School Finals Rodeo in Valentine. Our next event coming up will be goat tying here from the heart city of Valentine.
Good luck to all the competitors in the Nebraska High School Rodeo Association Finals from your friends at Leachman Cattle. Whether you're chasing buckles, jackpots, or big dreams, we're proud to support the next generation of ranching families. When the rodeo is over, head west to Meriden, Wyoming, and check out our private trading bulls for yourself. And then mark your calendar now for the fall roundup sale on November 20th at the Dollar Profit Center. Great cattle, great people, built around profitability. Better cows for a better world.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Dustin White Irrigation. Your irrigation can't shut down. That's why we never do. And by Valentine Livestock Auction, your source for feeder cattle and replacement stock from ranches in the Sandhills of Nebraska.
At Cherry County Hospital, exceptional care isn't just what we do, it's who we are. From welcoming newborn babies into the world to routine checkups that keep you healthy, specialty care that keeps you closer to home, rehabilitation and therapy that make you stronger, and emergency services in your time of need. Our dedicated team is here for every stage of life. Close to home, focused on family, committed to our community. Cherry County Hospital, providing trusted care close to home.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Fulton Performance Horses. Tradition and excellence, proven genetics. Fulton Performance Horses of East Todd Township, South Dakota. And by Four Seasons Pest Control. Residential and commercial serving Nebraska and South Dakota. Call 605-944-1234 Four Seasons.
And we're back at the Nebraska High School the High School Finals Rodeo, where Kenzie Walls is our first cowgirl up in our goat tying, and she's going to run a time of 7:59 to set the mark here in goat tying. That's one of the fastest times so far in the Nebraska High School Finals. Kenzie Walls turns it in with a 7:59. We'll tell you a little bit about goat tying. You'll see that goat is in the middle of the arena there, tied to a stake. The cowgirl must enter from the east end of the arena, as you're seeing right here. Marissa Weichert out of Grant. Once she dismounts, she'll catch the goat, pick it up, and tie its 3 legs together. And little trouble there on that tie, but there we go. She got her done. Now, once the goat's legs are tied, it must stay tied for 6 seconds. 10:56 is the time for Marissa Weichert. A time of 10:56. We saw her just a little bit of a slip there when she was making the tie. Once they get that the goat's 3 legs tied, then that goat must stay tied for 6 seconds once they get away from the goat. And again, that's the rules here in goat tying. Also, if your horse would happen to cross over the rope or the goat, 10-second penalty would be added. We've seen that happen a couple of times. Herman, Nebraska cowgirl Charlie Hoyer in the arena right now. Quick dismount. Charlie Hoyer.
It's going to be clean. We're going to finish it there.
Charlie Hoyer will go to the scoreboard. 9:76 the time for Charlie Hoyer. Time of 9:76 for Charlie Hoyer. Tommy Reed out of Crawford is going to be our next cowgirl up here in the goat tying at your Nebraska High School Finals Rodeo. Again, the toughest part of this is the dismount. You're coming off of a horse going pretty good clip down the arena, and then you've got to keep your balance as you dismount the horse, as we watch Tommy Reed out of Crawford. Reed with some quick work there with the hands.
Let's go ahead and put a 7 and a pair of 6 in the number 2 spot.
7:66 for Tommy Reed. Going to unofficially put her under that number 2 spot. And we've had some fast runs here out of our first 4 cowgirls. 10 cowgirls competing in the short go of your Nebraska High School Rodeo Finals. Goat tying as Claire Ward out of North Platte is going to be our next cowgirl up this afternoon. North Platte cowgirl Claire Ward going to have a little assistance getting her horse to enter the arena. The horses are just as pumped up and ready to go as the athletes are. Here's Claire Ward. And just a quick double time. Double loop, that goat trying to kick free, but
And a
7:95 for Claire Ward. Going to go to the scorebook with a time of 7:95. So already 3 runs under 8 seconds. Really making the competition tough here, which it should be. It's the Saturday short go of the Nebraska High School Finals. And brought to you right here on News Channel Nebraska. Phoenix Brown out of North Platte is up next. Said a lot of, been a great 3 days here. Today here in Valentine, though, we are putting up, not really affecting the goat tying, but once we start throwing some ropes in the team roping and tie down and breakaway roping, that wind's going to have a little bit of effect. Let's watch Phoenix Brown out of North Platte. Here we go. Brown having a little time gathering those feet together. Not happy with that one, as you can tell from her reaction.
Official's going to look at it. He says we're good. Tyler's going to look at the clock.
Phoenix Brown's time is going to be
Calculations says a
10:86. 10:86 for Phoenix Brown. 4 cowgirls left to go. Here's Aubrey Whitaker, Humphrey, Nebraska cowgirl, going to go next. Again, the time to beat here in our short go is 7:59. Kenzie Walls started it up. Let's watch Aubrey Whitaker out of Humphrey. Here we go. Whitaker with some quick hands as well. And now the 6-second clock starts. 9:40, 9.40 for Aubrey Whitaker. Annie Hawkins out of Arthur. Hawkins had a good performance in the second go here yesterday. Hawkins had a run of 7:26 yesterday. That's the fastest time of the finals. She'd like to do that again here today. Annie Hawkins out of Arthur is next to go here in our goat tie. And again, Hawkins' horse getting a little help getting into the arena there. Here we go, Annie Hawkins. Oh, she's got a good goat, was standing just right as she got off the horse. You saw she went right to it and made quick work.
She has been on a roll all weekend long. And on a championship Saturday, she says hello with a 7:43.
7:43 for Annie Hawkins. And Hawkins will take the lead here in our short go with 2 cowgirls left to go. Annie Hawkins turns in a run of 7:43. A nice quick run there. As you saw, that goat was standing just perfectly still when she got off there in our replay. Callie Olson of Bloomfield goes next. Olson was the fastest time on the first go-round on Thursday with a run of 7:90. And, boy, you can tell these last 2 competitors are really playing tough. Let's see what 8:58 for Callie Olson. 8:58. And Alex Sporey out of Newman Grove is going to be our final cowgirl up this afternoon. She was a national qualifier last year for the Nebraska High School Rodeo team. You'll also note that after so many runs, they do switch goats. And we've got a fresh goat in for our final contestant in the goat tying, Alex Sporey out of Newman Grove. Alex Sporey. And, boy, this one could be good. Alex Sporey, final cowgirl up.
Well, you know, there's a reason why you show up every day in high school rodeo. It's to see legends be made. And you're looking at one
7:14 for Alex Sporey. What a great run to end our goat tying. Alex Sporey, watch this here. Here is your fastest time of the short go. And, boy, she makes quick work right there. Hands in the air. Alex Sporey with a 7:14 will have the fastest time in our goat tying and our short go of the Nebraska High School Finals Rodeo. Steer wrestling is coming up next.
This is Scott Saltz with Lashley Land and Recreational Brokers. My family and I are longtime supporters of Nebraska High School Rodeo. All 3 of my kids high school rodeoed, and Jake was a state champion team roper in 2022. We want to wish all the competitors good luck, safe travels, and let your hard work shine at state finals. If you ever need help with real estate, give me a call at 289-1383 or find us on the web at lashleyland.com.
NCN Sports is brought to you by G&V's Market, your longtime locally owned and operated grocery store, outstanding meat, fresh produce, and more. And by Sheridan Livestock Auction Company, trusted by sellers, respected by buyers. Go to SheridanLivestock.com.
Join us at the Legend Buttes Horse Sale on June 27th in Crawford, Nebraska. 80 horses and a featured Border Collie stock dog for sale. Honest people and honest horses. We'll have ranch horses, rope horses, trail horses, family horses, and more. There is a horse for everyone. Legend Buttes Horse Sale, June 27th, Crawford, Nebraska.
And we're back in Valentine at the Nebraska High School Finals Rodeo as we get ready for our steer wrestling. Grady Gorwell out of Hyannis, Nebraska is going to be our first cowboy up in the steer wrestling. You might also know it as bulldogging. And here's how it works. There's the steer wrestler. He jumps from the horse into a running steer and wrestles it to the ground. You're going to see that cowboy off to the right side of that steer, the hazer. And watch Grady Gorwell right here trying to turn this steer. And there we go. Judge drops the flag, but a tough one for Grady Gorwell.
Well, it's a little longer than we wanted.
9:26 for Grady Gorwell. That steer just got a little tough to turn there at the end, but Gorwell starts it off with a run of 9:26. Again, like we said, you see that cowboy off to the right side of the steer is a hazer. He's there to keep that steer running straight. The cowboy leans off of his horse, doing about 25 to 35 miles an hour, slides down the back of the steer, grabs him by the horns, brings him to a stop, turns him into the ground. Once all four legs are in the same direction is when you'll see the official drops the flag. Jess Fanning of Binkelman is our next cowboy up. Fastest time here in their high school finals so far this weekend was Colby Holmes' run of 6:41 on Friday. So these guys can get it done in a hurry. Let's watch Jess Fanning of Binkelman, our next cowboy. Like we said, we got scattered clouds, but windy here today in Valentine. Winds out of the north, probably 17 to 25 miles an hour or higher at times. Jess Fanning of Bingleton, and doggone it, not going to work for Jess Fanning. Just lost the control there and not able to get down that steer's back and grab him by the horns. And a tough break for the cowboy out of Binkelman. Jess Fanning takes a no time here today in the steer wrestling in the short go. Watch here as he just didn't quite catch up and able to get there to that steer in time. And it's a no time. Jacob Fanning, Ogallala Cowboy, will go next. Well, like we said, our Cowboys and Cowgirls are looking to punch their ticket. Top four from each event will move on to the National High School Finals Rodeo, which this year is in Lincoln, Nebraska. And that is nice. Travel is easy for our Cowboys and Cowgirls here in the state. Here's Jacob Fanning. And Fanning trying to get his boots in the ground. There we go. And going to give a little kick there to help that steer get over to its side. And Jacob Fanning gets it done. And you saw him trying to get those boots planted in the ground. $10:40 for Jacob Fanning, a time of 10.40. And you saw him try to get those boots dug into the ground there and gets that steer. And boy, the steers are a little rubberneck today. Had to give him a little boost there with the foot to get him to tip over. Fanning with a time of 10:40. We also should say, if you'll notice, our cowboy there on the left side of the timed event box, there is a string with a flag on it in front of the box. That is the barrier. That's there to give our steer a head start as Cooper Shrunk out of Pender is our next cowboy up. Shrunk, and there we go. Boy, that one almost got interesting. That steer decided to come right almost over the top of Cooper Shrunk, but he was able to hold his ground and make it happen. 8:01. Puts Cooper Shrunk in the lead. A time of 8:01. As we mentioned, that barrier there in front of the box is there to give the steer a head start. If our cowboy would happen to hit that barrier too soon, he would trip the barrier, and a 10-second penalty would be added to their time. Looks good view here right now as Cooper Shrunk makes it happen. Here we go with Hudson Ebmeyer out of Whitney, Nebraska. And Hudson Ebmeyer is not going to be able to make it happen. Sometimes those steers can be a little bit cantankerous too, and that one decided to kind of slow down just a little bit, and the old flyby there by Hudson Ebmeyer will result in a no time. So no time for Hudson Ebmeyer. Now we go to Halsey, Nebraska cowboy Aaron Hall. Hall had a 7:27 on Thursday in the first go-round and had the fastest time on Thursday here in Valentine at your Nebraska High School Final. Aaron Hall from Halsey. Hall gets set in the box there. And you'll see his partner off to on the left side of your screen there, top left side of the screen. And some good views here from our crews from News Channel Nebraska, getting you right behind the chutes. And here we go with Aaron Hall. And boy, they're having a tough time. Those steers are being just a little sticky. A time of 7:58 for Aaron Hall. So now he unofficially moves into that number 1 spot. 7:58 for Aaron Hall to take the lead here on a short go of your Nebraska high school final. Here's a Chambers, Nebraska Cowboy. Trey Blackmore. I think he's sitting number 4 in the standings, so looking at maybe a shot at being in that top 4 and being a national qualifier. He'd like to put a good run together here this afternoon. Trey Blackmore of Chambers. There we go. Got it done. Blackmore puts a pretty good run together there. And 29 for Trey Blackmore. And there's your new leader here in the steer wrestling. Trey Blackmore with a great run of 6:29. Puts a big smile on his face. Colby Holm out of Wallace is our next cowboy up. Here comes Holm, using a little bit of the arena, trying to get that steers, trying to get away. And look out, he's going to have to regroup. Holm getting set again. Let's make it happen here, Colby. Come on, and there we go. There's a 30-second time limit. $17.42 for Colby Holm. Time is 17:42. Just kind of a tough break there as he got a fast running steer at home and tracked him down about 3/4 of the way down the arena. Cato shrunk a Pender. There's 2 cowboys to go. And a lot on the line here in the steer wrestling. This is Cato shrunk. Cato shrunk a Pender, our next cowboy up. And Shrunk's horse not wanting to get in the box there. As you can see, that horse is backing up instead of going in. He says, I'm not ready yet. Now here we go. Yeah, like we said, the horses, just as much the athletes as the cowboys and cowgirls that compete on them. And they get pumped up and excited as well. Cato Shrunk gets him back to the corner of the box, and there we go. Trying to run him down. Oh, boy, just about lost a handle on him, but Shrunk able to make a sticky stop there and get him to go. And let's get a time for Cato Shrunk. $10:25, the time for Cato Shrunk. Time of 10:25. So, yeah, this will all come out to a lot of paperwork here from our officials to figure your top 4. But we've got Cotter Johnston out of Stapleton left to go. He was a national qualifier last year for your Nebraska high school rodeo team. Cotter Johnston. Oh, he gets a quick catch. Oh, but he's not able to get that steer as quick as he'd like. And there we go, got him. And we're going to have some bad news back at the barrier as well. We got a broken barrier. Time of 20.14 for Cotter Johnston with a 10-second penalty added and hit that barrier we talked about. And then, of course, as you're seeing there, that old steer just not wanting to go, but he was able to finally get him on the side with all four legs in the same direction. So it's going to be Trey Blackmore of Chambers, Nebraska, your fastest time today with a run of 6:29 in the steer wrestling for Nebraska High School Finals Rodeo. Pole bending is our next event here in Valentine.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Bob Mills of Mills Feed, your Redmond Salt and Mineral and Sweet Pro supplement dealer in Gordon, Nebraska, and by Welder Manufacturing of Kilgore for all your overhead bins and cakers.
At the racetrack or the rat race around town, fuel matters. Here, customers can expect the highest quality fuel that they deserve.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Perfect Valley Irrigation of Bassett, your Valley Irrigation dealer. For sales and service, dial 402-684-2321. And by Gordon Golf and Country Club. Good vibes, great views, and where every day feels like the weekend.
So this yellow jacket, it basically symbolizes that it's showtime.
The Yellow Jackets are a throwback to Monday Night Football.
The 1970s, Keith Jackson, Howard Cosell.
That was the big broadcast in the country. Now we're the big broadcast in Nebraska.
When News Channel Nebraska is covering a game, we want you to know that we take it seriously. We want to dress sharp. We have pride in what we do.
And we're going to wear those yellow jackets to show people that we're a little old school, but we're also the important broadcast of the night.
And we welcome you back to Valentine, Nebraska, as we get ready for our pole bending event, our next event here at the Nebraska High School Rodeo Finals. See some celebrities here as well. PRCA Linderman Award winner, 10-time winner Kyle Whitaker is in the house here in Valentine, Nebraska. Good to see Kyle here. We get ready for our pole bending, and it looks like the standings are looking pretty good. We got a pretty good race here in our pole bending event. Now here in the pole bending, you'll see the 6 poles lined up in a row. Our cowgirl and her horse weaves a serpentine pattern through 6 poles. They'll ride down to the end of the arena, come back through the weaving the pattern, and then turn around and come back through. And once they get back to the end, they'll turn around and head back to the entry. If they would happen to tip a pole over, which the windy conditions here, those poles are already going to be a little delicate. A 5-second penalty added for each tipped over pole. Our first cowgirl getting ready to go, and our officials do make sure the poles are lined up straight. Hadley Shrewsbury of Alliance is going to be our first cowgirl up this afternoon. Our fastest time so far in the pole bending, Macy Harrington. She's actually won it the first 2 performances. She won both performances. Her fastest time was yesterday with a time of 20.384. But it's all cleaned up today as Hadley Shrewsbury and Alliance. It's a whole new ball game today. Here's Hadley. Oh, and doggone it, we see that one pole get knocked over, so a +5 already for Shrewsbury. And here we go. She comes around that final pole, but a 5-second penalty will not help.
Well, an additional 5 steps up, make it 26.021.
26.021, your time for Hadley Shrewsbury. 26.021. And we'll get the pole reset that was tipped over. And Phoenix Brown out of North Platte will be our next cowgirl to enter the arena. Brown with a nice looking run going here to start it up. 1 to go. And here she goes. .21.776 your time for Phoenix Brown. 21.766. And yeah, like we said, if you're on that east end of the arena kind of runs a little bit northeast to southwest, and that wind is wicked back there in that corner. Here's Brinley Maddox out of Kearney. Brinley Maddox in a lot of precision here with the horse and rider to just barely miss those poles like you saw that one there. Brinley's got a good run going. 22.127 for Brinley Maddox. 22.127 for Brinley Maddox out of Kearney. Aubrey Shrewsbury, cowgirl from Alliance, Nebraska, is going to be our next cowgirl up. Yeah, if you ever are driving around the country and you see an arena at a ranch or a farmstead and you see a bunch of poles in there, that's the home of a pole bender. Aubrey Shrewsbury of Alliance. And really making a good run here. Smooth. And here we go. 22.062 your time for Aubrey Shrewsbury. 22.062. And yeah, you can see the precision there, and not only the horse worrying about hitting the hole, but also your elbow as you're coming through there. Kenzie Walls of Ainsworth is our cowgirl going right now. She is really cutting it close. Oh, and just a little too close there, darn it. Here she comes. Walls is just going to hold on. She knows that she won't be in the money with the tipped over pole. 26.030 with a 5-second penalty for Kenzie Walls. 26.030. Dunning, Nebraska cowgirl is going to go next, and this is Shaylee Millicent. Looks like we will have our arena raked here as we are halfway through our 10 competitors. So far, the fastest time in the pole bending is the time of 21.776 from Phoenix Brown to North Platte. More pole bending is coming up here from your Nebraska High School Finals Rodeo in Valentine.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Ranchland Western Store, the best selection of Western goods in the Sandhills. Shop in downtown Ainsworth or at ranchlandwestern.com. And by Hometown Lumber, your locally owned hardware and lumber store in Valentine.
Behind every switch you flip, innovation is at work. NPPD is using advanced technology to generate and deliver the reliable energy you've come to expect. Like AI-driven platforms to optimize energy generation, drones for infrastructure inspection, advanced metering for faster outage detection, and helping advance carbon capture and sequestration technologies. It's not just electricity we are delivering, it's innovation. Powering the state, empowering your life. Nebraska Public Power District.
Big ideas, bold graphics, quality products you're proud to wear. That is Custom Sports. custom sports, custom graphics, quality products, and timely service you can count on.
All right, we're back with more pole bending as we're watching Shaylee Millicent out of Dunning, Nebraska. We've had 5 go, and doggone it, having a tough time. Some of those poles and those 5-second penalties are very costly here, as these cowgirls need good times today. A tough break there with a tipped over pole. 26-9-1-3, your time for Shaylee Millicent. 26-9-1-3. And yeah, like we said, the wind could maybe have just a little bit to do with it when you're down there on that northeast end of the arena. There is, like we said, a wind right around the edge of those bleachers. It's probably at times up to 35 miles an hour here in Valentine. Sunny skies, we got scattered clouds. It's not a bad day. Temperatures right around the low 70s. Gracie Pearson of Hershey is our next cowgirl up in the pole bending here at your Nebraska High School Rodeo Finals. This is Gracie Pearson. And just a little long on the end there, but she'll try to make up some time. Gracie Pearson gets it done. And there is your new leader, Gracie Pearson, with a time of 21.525, unofficially takes the lead here in the short go of the pole bending at the Nebraska High School Finals Rodeo with 3 cowgirls left to go. And look at the good run here from Pearson. Just did a good job with it. All right, Macy Harrington of Bassett. She has won both goes of the Nebraska High School Finals. Can she make it 3 in a row? Let's see. Harrington from Bassett. Look at there. That horse turns and kicks, and here we go. 20.679, and Macy Harrington has taken the lead again in the pole bending. She's won the first 2 performances, but look out, here comes Annie Hawkins on a run. Annie Hawkins from Arthur, our cowgirl, going now in the purple shirt. Oh. Horse's tail might have caught that. Here we go, Annie Hawkins. $26,198 for Annie Hawkins. 26,198. All right, 1 cowgirl to go. Remy Wells out of Central City. Wells will be our final contestant up here in the pole bending as they get the poles set. Like we said, Macy Harrington won the first 2 go-rounds and is currently leading round the short go, but Remy Wells is thinking different. She'd like to turn in a little faster time, the Central City cowgirl. Here we go, Remy Wells. Oh, shoot. Hit that pole again down there. Just the one. Oh, and hit another one. It's going to be a tough go here for Wells. Doggone it. $31,363 with 10 seconds in penalties. Well, guess who's done it 3 times in a row? Macy Harrington of Bassett. Today in your short go has a time of 20.679, and Macy Harrington has won all 3 rounds of the pole bending at your Nebraska High School Finals Rodeo in Valentine. 'Valentine. Cowboys tie-down roping is coming up next.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Cherry Todd Electric Cooperative. Cherry Todd Electric Cooperative is dedicated to serving and supporting our members' interest. And by Muddy Creek Pro Rodeo Company, where the dust settles on champions.
I spend with purpose because I bank with purpose at Liberty First Credit Union. With my Liberty Plus checking account, I can earn extra cash just for spending on everyday things, like groceries, online or in-store purchases, and lunch. At Liberty First, anyone can join, so start earning money to spend on the things you love. Start banking with purpose. Start banking with Liberty First Credit Union.
At Nebraska Orthopedic Center, they provide comprehensive orthopedic health care. Their physicians are highly skilled in all areas of orthopedic and sports medicine, including spine surgery, foot and ankle, hand and upper extremities, fracture care, and total joint replacement. Their expertise includes the medical management of injuries through physical and rehabilitative methods or surgical intervention. To schedule an appointment or to learn more about Nebraska Orthopedic Center and their family of 25 physicians, go online to nebraskaortho.com. That's nebraskaortho.com. Nebraska Orthopedic Center is your healing destination.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Dustin White Irrigation. Your irrigation can't shut down. That's why we never do. And by Valentine Livestock Auction, your source for feeder cattle and replacement stock from ranches in the Sandhills of Nebraska.
Welcome back to the Heart City, Valentine, Nebraska, and your Nebraska High School Finals Rodeo. It's, like we said, not a bad day here. Comfortable temperature-wise. Temperatures right around that 70, 72-degree mark. But a north wind has been blowing all day here at about 15 to 30 miles an hour. And this next event, that wind could maybe have a little bit of effect, as it's the Cowboys tie-down roping, our next event here this afternoon. East Channel, Nebraska, proud to bring you all kinds of sports from every corner of the state. Today we're in Valentine on a Saturday. We had some all-star football on last night and all-star rodeo on today with our best of the best here in Nebraska High School Rodeo. As we mentioned, these Cowboys and Cowgirls are looking to punch a ticket to the national Finals, High School Finals Rodeo, which this year is being held at the Sandhills Global Event Center in Lincoln. 1,700 top student athletes from across the United States will converge in Lincoln in the middle to the end of July, and should be a good one. If you've never been to a high school finals national rodeo with one in Lincoln, you can't say it's too far away. Luke Mead of Norfolk is going to be our first cowboy up in the tie-down roping here this afternoon. Here in our tie-down roping, our cowboy ropes the calf, works with that barrier again. You're going to see in front of the box there with the orange flag on it. That's there to give our calf a head start. They happen to hit that barrier. A 10-second penalty is added. The cowboy ropes the calf, dismounts, throws the calf to the ground by hand, and ties 3 of its legs together. Once that calf's legs are tied, the cowboy will clear the calf, and it must stay tied for 6 seconds. A 10-second penalty for a broken barrier will take him out of pretty much anything here at your high school finals short go. You don't want a broken barrier. So it's all in timing, and our athletes here will show you how it's done as Luke Mead of Norfolk is going to be our first cowboy to go. Here we go. Mead makes the catch. And a good view right there of how quickly they can tie those 3 lengths together. Once he gets on the horse now, he must let some slack in the rope. Once that slack is in the rope, that's when our judge on horseback starts the clock, and the calf must stay tied for that 6 seconds, which he does. Time of 11:54 for Luke Mead to start it off here this afternoon. Time of 11:54. Yesterday's winner in the second go-round was an 11:58 from Hudson Hedmeyer. So here's an 11:54. And with the wind blowing today, like we said, could have a little bit of effect on the Cowboys' rope. Colton Leach out of Dunning is next to go here in the tie-down roping. Fastest time so far through 2 performances was Cato Shrunk on Thursday, had a run of 9:60. This is Colton Leach from Dunning. Leach again making sure that horse was set, paying attention right there to the front of the roping box. He'll give the nod of the head. That means let him go. As you see him back there, you'll see the nod from the head here shortly. He's got that pig and string in his mouth. And here we go. Colton Leach. And oh, doggone it. An empty loop. Going to be a no time for the cowboy out of Dunning. Colton Leach takes a no time. And again, like we said, that wind could have a little bit of effect here today on throwing the rope as we see hats blowing off and shirts rippling in the wind. Our next cowboy from Chambers is going to be Trey Blackmore. We just saw him in the steer wrestling a little while ago. And Trey is qualified for the national finals in steer wrestling. In the tie-down roping here this afternoon, Trey Blackmore. Oh, and it's catch as catch can. We're going to see if he can make this work or not. You can catch a calf through the head, around the neck, around the leg, and he's going to try to make this work, folks. Let's give him a little effort, E for effort on this. A tough break, but by golly, looky here. Leg catch. 3 other legs tied together, and that's making something out of nothing right there. And Trey Blackmore didn't let it stop him. And 1985 for Trey Blackmore. 1985, not the run he wanted, but by golly, folks, watch this. That is being creative here. Now you're saying, okay, I got to tip him over. And he's finally going to get him down and makes the tie in the time of 1985. Good effort from Trey Blackmore. All right, Hudson Edmeyer. He was your second go-round winner yesterday with a run of 11:58. He's from Whitney, Nebraska. Hudson Edmeyer. Oh, man. And that's what you call missing him by a note. And Edmeyer takes a no time here in the short go of the Nebraska High School Finals. Yep, just missed that one by literally inches. And not going to work. Logan Lindsley. Osceola Cowboy is our next cowboy up here in our tie-down roping. Logan Lindsley. Nice crowd on hand here, enjoying, like we said, kind of a cooler day. A lot of hoodies and even blankets. Some of our fans in the stands here today. And a windy one. Logan Lindsley trying to get his horse set back there on the back of that roping box. And he'll be our next cowboy up in the tie-down roping. Our 5th cowboy here in our top 10 today. And, got it. Not going to work for the cowboy from Osceola. Just a little off the mark. And Lindsley takes a no time. 5 to go. Owen Lidow, Newport, Nebraska cowboy, is going to go next. Hope you're enjoying Nebraska High School Rodeo Finals on News Channel Nebraska here on a Saturday afternoon. As Owen Lidow out of Newport is our next cowboy up. Lidow, Newport, Nebraska, going to go next here in the tie-down roping. Well, earlier today we also crowned our new Nebraska High School Rodeo Queen. Audra Bell Worth is our new Nebraska High School Rodeo Queen. She was crowned just prior to the short go performance here this afternoon. Congratulations, Audra Bell. Audra Bell Worth. Owen Lidow of Newport now. Got a handful of rope and mouth full of pig and string, and he's our next cowboy to go. Lidow gives the nod, and here we go. He's the president of the Nebraska High School Rodeo Association as well. Lidow's going to try to make this one work. And the rope just got a little away his horse. There we go. Get that rope tight so he can make the throw, and Lidow gets it done. Lidow. See that horse just didn't give him a lot of help. Not for sure that they gave a time. Might have been a no time. There we go, 24.90. 24.90 the time for Owen Lidow of Newport. 24.90. Got it done. That horse is supposed to give a little more support than he did there, and Owen not happy with his horse's effort. But he got it done in a time of 24.90. Did Owen Lidow. Tyler McCauley of Pender is going to go next. 4 cowboys left to go here in our tie-down roping. This is Tyler McCauley. Tyler McCauley makes the catch right in front of the rodeo announcer's booth. Watch him get those 3 legs together, having a little tough time there. And there we go. Gonna make it work. And we'll get a time for Tyler McCauley. 16:32, your time for Tyler McCauley of Pender. 16:32. Well, like we said, a lot on the line here with our Cowboys this afternoon, trying to get into that top 4 and qualify for the National. And again, this year, as we mentioned, going to be hosted in Lincoln, Nebraska. Tate Johnston of Thetford is going to go next in tie-down roping. Tate Johnston. Tate Johnston of Thetford. And here we go. Little long run here. Finally gets that calf caught. And Johnston looking to get this one done. And here we go. And just like that.
There we go all around. It's not the final time we'll see today. But every run matters.
Johnston's.
Now we are seeing an additional 5. An additional 5 coming up from our officials.
I'd have had him, but 5 seconds. 20, 42. That's with a 5-second penalty added. Might have been a loop in the rope there on the calf, or might have caught the leg or on the air. Might have got caught around the calf's leg. 20-42, your time for Tate Johnston. 20 and 42. 2 to go. There's a cowboy from the home of Nebraska's big rodeo in Burwell, Cody Marshall, Burwell, Nebraska. Oh, and that, well, like we said, here's another one of those catches that our judge will take a look at. Trying to get a little bit of a mess undone there. He might have got some of it unhooked, but we'll wait till we get the official word from our judge. like it's going to be good. 1984. Time for Cody Marshall. 1984. That's unofficially going to move him into third place here this afternoon in the short go. And our final cowboy to go is the cowboy that had the fastest time so far of the Nebraska High School Finals this weekend. Cato Shrunk out of Pender. He had a run of 9:60 on Thursday, and Cato was your first go-round winner Thursday. He's our final cowboy to go this afternoon, Cato Shrunk. Here's some of the steer wrestling earlier this afternoon. Here's Cato Shrunk of Pender. Like to put a good one together here to end it. And he makes a great catch right out in front of the hoop. Got the rope around the calf's leg, though. That's going to be a little bit of a problem. And he makes it happen. And we'll get the official. Cato Shrunk. .12:07 for Cato Shrunk, a time of 12:07. So that's going to wrap up our tie-down roping here this afternoon. Luke Mead of Norfolk, the first cowboy out this afternoon with a time of 11:54 and your fastest time of the day. That's the tie-down roping from your Nebraska High School Finals. Cowgirls breakaway roping will be our next event here from Valentine.
At first, I was really nervous and intimidated to buy a ring.
My experience at Starter Heyman was very easy. I felt like I walked out with the ring that was going to make her go wow and say yes.
I love my ring. It is so beautiful. I get compliments on it all the time. I always tell them Starter Heyman. I love it. Yeah, we would definitely recommend Starter Heyman.
We're definitely coming back in the future.
We have a wedding band to buy. So.
We do, yes. The wedding bands will be back for that.
Starter Heyman Jewelers, downtown 12th and O, South Point Pavilions, and Grand Island.
Welcome back to the Cherry County Fairgrounds in Valentine to the Nebraska High School Finals Rodeo. Breakaway roping is our next event, and we just watched Ryland Swanson out of Arthur make a catch. The rope came off of her saddle horn, but it was not around the calf's neck. It must pass over the nose of the calf around the neck, and did not do that. It's a no time for Ryland Swanson to start it off here. Our first of 10 cowgirls in the short go of the breakaway roping at your Nebraska High School Finals. Got a lot of great cowgirls here up today. Sage Dyer of Crawford is going to go next. Again, this is a one loop rope event. The cowgirls rope is tied to their saddle horn with a string. They must make a bell collar catch, meaning the loop must be tied around the calf's neck, which we did not see that first one, just caught the nose. They do work with a barrier as well. 10-second penalty for a broken barrier, but this can happen in a hurry. Here's Sage Dyer, Crawford. And that is going to be a no time, as that did not get around the neck of the calf. And boy, that was a quick-moving calf here. And Sage was on a dead run, trying just to catch up with that calf to get a loop thrown, and not able to get it tied around the calf's neck. So a tough couple of first two cowgirls with a tough break. Couple of no times to start it off here this afternoon. Aubrey Shrewsbury of Alliance will go next on a Saturday afternoon in Valentine. This is Aubrey Shrewsbury. And she tried to get a catch right out of the chute. Did Shrewsbury, and Shrewsbury takes a no time. So our Cowgirls are off to an 0-3 start here this afternoon. And again, like we said, with that north wind blowing at 15 to 30 miles an hour at times, it might have a little bit of effect on the rope, although these Cowgirls are trying to keep it all right down there in front of the roping box. Kenzie Walls of Ainsworth. Good all-around Cowgirl. We saw her in the goat tying. Saw her in the pole bending already today. This is her third event. It's breakaway roping. Kenzie Walls of Ainsworth.
She slid to the number 10 spot of the breakaway on the
Here's Kenzie Walls.
It is wide open space on the big break side. No qualified runs yet.
Walls making sure her horse is set back there in the back of that roping box. And you see that barrier flag in front of the roping box there. There to give our cap a head start. Kenzie Walls of Ainsworth trying to get her horse back into there. In our breakaway roping this afternoon. Well, it's been quite a week here in Valentine. It's your Nebraska High School Finals Rodeo, and it's all come down here to our short go this afternoon. We're in our breakaway roping right now. We're looking to get our first qualified time into the scorebook. Let's see if Kenzie Walls can do it. And she just barely slipped that one on. Wow. Kenzie Walls. 489 for Kenzie Walls. We got a score, a time in the scorebook. 489 for Kenzie Walls. Peyton Sheffield, Stewart, Nebraska Cowgirl is next to go. Our first two rounds had runs of 3.02 and 3.03 that won them. Remy Wells won the first round on Thursday in 3:02, and Phoenix Brown on Friday in 3:03. Right now, Kenzie Walls with a 489 leading it. This is Peyton Sheffield. And Sheffield gets her done, but again, gets underneath that calf's leg. Got to come tight around the neck. And in no time for Peyton Sheffield. And boy, our Cowgirls have had a tough go here halfway through the short go of the breakaway roping. Newman Grove, Nebraska Cowgirl, Alex Sporey will go next. This is Alex Sporey. And like we said, our remaining five looking to, Alex trying to float this one on, and that calf came out of the roping box there and decided to kind of hit the brakes about the time Alex was throwing the rope, and she tried to float it on. But not going to work, and a no time for Alex Sporey. All right, here we go with J.C. Anthony of Crofton. So far, only one time in the scorebook here this afternoon in our breakaway. This is J.C. Anthony. J.C. Anthony back behind the barrier, getting things ready to go here. The breakaway roping's been tough this afternoon. without our first 6 runs, only 1 catch. And J.C. Anthony would like to turn in a good one here. Anthony comes out and hits a bullseye. Nice loop from Anthony. 3:23, your time for J.C. Anthony. And she will take the lead. Watch Anthony here with a nice run. Just had a good spot right there on the cap, able to throw the loop and hit the mark. And a 3:23 turned in from J.C. Anthony of Crofton. 3 cowgirls left to go. Remy Wells, she won the first round on Thursday in your breakaway with a time of 3:02. She'd like to do it again today. Remy Wells of Central City. Like to get a good run here and kind of secure a spot maybe into the qualifying for the National Finals High School Rodeo. Remy Wells. Wells out of Central City. Man, the dust's starting to fly here in Valentine. Remy Wells of Central City, your next cowgirl to go. Wells with a great run here in the short go. And this one should be good. .286 for Remy Wells. How about a run here this afternoon for Wells with the fastest time in Valentine this weekend. 2:86 for Remy Wells. That's how you get her done. Bren McCulley out of Mullen. He's our next cowgirl to go. Bren McCulley. McCulley out of the box. Throws the loop, makes the catch, and gets her done. McCulley just wanted to get a good run on the book. 4:28, 4:28 for Bren McCulley. Time of 4:28, nice run. Here's Phoenix Brown of North Platte. She's going to be our final cowgirl to go. Brown into the back of the roping box, getting ready to go. Our final cowgirl here in their breakaway. Phoenix Brown of North Platte. Brown, oh man alive. You're going to watch that, as that was quite a catch there. Let's see where it's at. 381 for Phoenix Brown, and that one just barely fished on at the end. Watch this, as that one looked like it was not going to fit, and somehow twirled around, and Brown turns in a time of 381. But Remy Wells of Central City will have your fastest time today in the breakaway roping at your Nebraska High School Finals Rodeo with a time of 2:86. We're going to head to the Buck and Shoots. Saddle bronc riding is our next event here from Valentine, and it's coming up on News Channel Nebraska.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Fulton Performance Horses. Tradition and excellence, proven genetics. Fulton Performance Horses of East Todd Township, South Dakota. And by Four Seasons Pest Control. Residential and commercial serving Nebraska and South Dakota. Call 605-944-1234 Four Seasons.
Good luck to all the competitors in the Nebraska High School Rodeo Association Finals from your friends at Leachman Cattle. Whether you're chasing buckles, jackpots, or big dreams, we're proud to support the next generation of ranching families. When the rodeo's over, head west to Meriden, Wyoming, and check out our private trading bulls for yourself. And then mark your calendar now for the Fall Roundup sale on November 20th at the Dollar Profit Center. Great cattle, great people, built around profitability. Better cows for a better world.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Speedy Mart. When you have to fuel your journey and feed the crew, whether it's many or a few, Speedy Mart is fresh, ready, super clean, and convenient.
Here, customers can expect the highest quality fuel that they deserve.
And when you make a pit stop, it's gotta be fast. Easy in, easy out. Speedy Mart for the win.
We're back in Valentine at your Nebraska High School Rodeo Finals, and it's saddle bronc riding time. Here in the saddle bronc riding, we've got 10 cowboys getting ready to go. And our first cowboy is going to be Jacob Wilson out of Arthur, Nebraska. Now here in the saddle bronc riding, we'll watch our first cowboy get going here this afternoon. Jacob Wilson at O, not going to put an 8-second ride together. And a no score for Jacob Wilson to start it off. Now, as you'll notice here in the saddle bronc riding, our rider uses an approved saddle. Does not have a horn on it, obviously. And he does have a bucking rein to hold on to. Our judges are looking for great rhythmic spurring for 8 seconds. And again, the judges scoring the horse 1 to 25 and the cowboy 1 to 25. Each judge with a total of 100 points possible. And again, that mark-out rule is in effect as well. They've got to have that spurs over the horse's shoulders, touching the horse the first jump out. Lots of things can go wrong in saddle bronc riding. For instance, you could get no score for being bucked off, obviously. We just saw that. Changing hands on the rein, wrapping the rein around your hand. Losing a stirrup, touching yourself or the animal or the saddle or rein with your free hand. A lot of work goes into getting this down, but when they make it work, it is a thing of beauty. As Parker Chavez out of Valentine is our next cowboy up. In the saddle bronc riding, Grady Gorwell won the Thursday go-round with a 74, and Kaysen Cotman Smith won yesterday with a 72. And Parker Chavez, just about had it going. But a yellow flag from our judge means he didn't make that 8-second mark. And Chavez gets a no score here this afternoon. Had it going, but just lost it right there at the last second and a half to go. And it's going to be a no score for Parker Chavez. Beaver Crossing cowboy Caston Ruther will be our next cowboy up here today. Again, also you'll notice we do have assistants out there in the arena, our pickup men. They're there to help our cowboy down after a successful ride. Or if our cowboy would happen to get hung up, they're there also to kind of be the lifesaver, the safety net. And also to get the horse out of the arena once the ride is completed. They have a very important job in every rodeo. This is Caston Ruther out of Beaver Crossing. And Ruther just got to lean him a little bit to the left there and lost the seat. And it's going to be a no score for Caston Ruther. And like we said, the buck and stop. Pretty rank here at your Nebraska High School Finals Rodeo, just like you like it. Cowboys obviously have had an opportunity to put some good scores together with a 74 winning a Thursday from Grady Gorwell and a 72 on Friday from Kaysen Cotman Smith. Mullen, Nebraska cowboy Cooper Walker is next to go. We're in Valentine, Nebraska here at the Cherry County Fairgrounds for your Nebraska High School Finals Rodeo. This is Cooper Walker.
Got him top 3 in round 1. We kick it over to the bronc. Any score gets you another one of the short round.
Walker. Oh, boy, that horse getting up and getting some air hang time. And Walker just got a little bit of air underneath the seat and not able to recover. And a no score for Cooper Walker. And that one got a little western there as that horse just gets right up in the air and just lean a little bit. And Walker lost his seat and takes a no score here. So we're 0 for 4. And our first 4 Cowboys out in the saddle bronc riding here in Valentine at your Nebraska High School Finals. Court Bus of Atkinson is going to go next once they get the arena cleared, once they get the horse out of the arena. Court Bus of Atkinson will be our next cowboy to go. And again, like we said, we've had a lot of great rodeo action over the past 3 days here in Valentine. Cherry County Fairgrounds, great spot to have it. As Court Bus of Atkinson is our next cowboy, thinking about an 8-second ride. Again, if you're just joining us, the top 4 in each event qualify for the National Finals Rodeo. And again, this year, the National Finals, the High School National Finals Rodeo is hosted in Lincoln, Nebraska. And that is quite a great thing here for the state of Nebraska to be able to host it. The Sand Hills Global Event Center will be the site of your national finals, July 19th through the 25th. If you want to head down there and catch some great rodeo action, 1,700 athletes converging in Lincoln that week. Court Bus of Atkinson is next to go. Bus making sure everything's set just right. And getting ready. Well, he'll give the nod and try to hang on for 8 seconds. Court Bus of Atkinson. It looks like they're maybe either trying to get the saddle something situated, or maybe the horse isn't. Sometimes that horse will like to lean against the rider in the chute, and that rider likes to make sure he's not being smushed in the chute before he gives the nod to make sure he's in there nice and secure. Court Bus getting things set behind the buck and chute. And he's our next cowboy getting ready to go. Looks like things are getting there. And, of course, safety of the rider also. Want to make sure your equipment is secured properly before you give the nod. Court Bus getting things set here right now. And now the horse is going to rear up. Now Bus leans back, gives the nod, and that horse is planted in that buck and chute. You probably saw that there as they swung the gate open. The horse was leaning straight back into that buck and chute, not standing up straight and not coming out. So they'll shut the gate and get that horse, try to get him a little more situated in there. Here we go. Now we get her going. And flying out of the chute, Court Bus. Let's see if he can make it work. He is making it work. And Bus goes right down the arena and takes an exit. And looks like we're going to the scorebook for Court Bus. Yeah, that one, points, and yeah, you saw him come out of that buck and shoot there on the replay, and the horse reared up, and great composure by Court Bus to hang on and make the 8-second ride and take the lead with a score of 65 here in your Saddle Bronc riding. Kazan Kaufman Smith. He was the second go-round winner yesterday. Smith had a score of 72 on Friday to win that round. And Kazan Kaufman Smith out of Millburn is our next cowboy up.
steer wrestling side as well. He's seated inside with assistant
Smith from Milburn. We'll get things set on the buck and shoot here. We've got 5 cowboys to go in our saddle bronc riding. And more events coming up here in Valentine with team roping, barrel racing, and bull riding all yet to come. This is Kaysen Kaufman Smith. That horse headed straight out of the buck and shoot and came right over to the north side.
Now, can he go 2 rounds and win as a champion? Judges are going to say there's an excellent chance at it. 69
69 points
points.
for Kaysen Kaufman Smith. He'll take the lead. Kaysen Kaufman Smith out of Milburn with a 69-point ride, and that horse just headed straight out of the buck and shoot and come right over to the north side of the arena. And Smith able to put a 69-point ride together to take the lead. Kaysen Kaufman Smith. All right, here's Sutton Shrunk from Valentine. He had the shortest trip to the high school finals, living right here in Valentine. Sutton Shrunk. Valentine, Nebraska Cowboy, next to go. It's the saddle bronc riding here at the Nebraska High School Finals in Valentine. And this is Sutton Shrunk. Shrunk getting ready. He'll lean back, nod. Here we go. And Shrunk comes out of the buck and shoot. And put another good ride together. Sutton Shrunk, and that one will go to the scorebook as well. And we went 0 for 4 to start it off. Now we had 3 rides in a row.
And there's one over. Let's carry him up for the number 2 spot. 65 points.
65 points for Sutton Shrunk. 65-point ride for Shrunk out of Valentine. And now we go with Canaan Heath from Minden, Nebraska. Going to be our next cowboy up.
18 points from the number 1 spot. Grady Corwell.
Canaan Heath, Minden.
The number 1 bareback rider. Top 3 in the all-around.
And like we said, we'll have all the official results, national qualifiers for it coming up at the end of our program today. Canaan Heath out of Minden, going to be our next cowboy up in the saddle bronc riding.
Canada has one score of 56 progressive rounds here in a few days. All that means it means we're on the point side, not only with score, but also the overall for the round.
Here we go. Canaan Heath from Minden. 3 cowboys left to go in their saddle bronc riding this afternoon here in Valentine. This is Canaan Heath. And looks like they'll go to the scorebook for Heath.
For the high speed of that gypsy chumbucket horse, the movement of the heels of that cowboy's high boots. That's just one of the many parts of the equation that those officials are looking into. And we're going to say, let's put 3 of them now in the number 2 spot. 65.
Another 65-point ride. So we have Kaysen Kaufman Smith leading it with a 69. Canaan Heath just puts a 65-point ride together. And he has a 65 along with Sutton Shrunk and Court Bus so far here in the saddle bronc riding. But there's 2 to go. And here's another cowboy that had a short trip here to the high school finals, as he's from Valentine as well. This is Lakin Krugman. Lakin Krugman, our next cowboy to go. And here we go. Trying to get in the rhythm. There we go now. That horse straightens out and working hard to get some points. Is that spurring action? Can rack up a few more points for you. We'll see what our judges say.
So where does it sit? It sits with a 62-point run.
62 points for Lincoln Krogman, a score of 62. And there's one cowboy to go here in our saddle bronc riding, and that'll be Hyannis, Nebraska cowboy Grady Gorwell. He put a 74-point ride together on Thursday and won that go-round in the first day of your high school finals. He'd like to do it again here this afternoon and finish out the weekend with a good ride. Grady Gorwell of Hyannis going to be our final cowboy to go. This is Grady Gorwell, final cowboy up.
70 points takes to the lead. 145 on 2. His closest rival is Stephanie.
Gorwell getting everything set behind the buck and shoot. Going to be our final cowboy to go this afternoon on a sunny, windy day here in Valentine, Nebraska. Very comfortable temperature-wise, but everybody going to need a little eye drops before the day's over. Here's Grady Gorwell. A lot of dust flying here with a 30-mile-an-hour wind at time. Grady Gorwell, final cowboy up in the saddle bronc. And Gorwell slips down on the saddle, gets ready to go. Grady Gorwell getting things set behind the buck and shoot, gives the nod, and here we go. Gorwell working it pretty hard right here in front of the crowd.
He says, let's just put a quarter in him and set him center. That is going to set him down and pick up the #1 man in saddle bronc riding in Nebraska.
And Gorwell's going to get a score of the scorebook.
And let's go ahead and close it out with a
75-point ride for Grady Gorwell. And Gorwell wins not only the first round, but wins the short go of your Nebraska High School Rodeo Finals. Look at that good ride there from Gorwell to end it here this afternoon. Gives a little point to the crowd and says, let's head to Lincoln to the National Finals High School Rodeo. Grady Gorwell wins the saddle bronc riding today with a score of 75. We've got more events coming up here from your Nebraska High School Rodeo Finals. Team roping is next.
NCN Sports is brought to you by G&V's Market, your longtime locally owned and operated grocery store, outstanding meat, fresh produce, and more. And by Sheridan Livestock Auction Company, trusted by sellers, respected by buyers. Go to SheridanLivestock.com. This is Nebraska, and so is this. News Channel Nebraska's mission is to connect everyone in Nebraska, urban and rural. Because when people in Palisade understand what happens in Grand Island, and when people in Scotts Bluff get to share their story with the people of Niobrara, we become one Nebraska. This is Nebraska, and this is home.
Kearney, Nebraska is the getaway you never knew you needed. With comfortable, premium lodging, eclectic shopping, and a variety of locally owned craft food and drink options, Kearney has something for everyone. By day, you'll find rich history, outdoor adventure, and some of America's most unique attractions. And by night, our many entertainment options, dazzling performances, and unique hangouts offer the perfect way to unwind. Visit Kearney. It's so much more than just in the middle.
Welcome back to Valentine, your Nebraska High School Finals Rodeo, as we've got team roping, our next event here this afternoon. This is the only rodeo event where two cowboys or cowgirls work together as partners, and you're watching them right now. This is Cooper Neal and Logan Lindsley, and the object is to do just what they did right there. Rope the steer's horns and then rope both legs. Get you a time.
Slick on the head, slick on the heels. The clock stops at a 10:31.
10:31, your time for Cooper Neal and Logan Lindsley at 10:31. And you saw just what you're supposed to do right there. The header job, that's the first cowboy or cowgirl to rope. They rope the steer's horns and turn the steer. The heeler's job is to rope both of the steer's hind legs. And that's just how it works. Watch right here on the replay. There's the turn with the horns. Reach down, got the loop around the two legs, and that's a smooth run. Great example there, and some great coverage from our News Channel Nebraska camera people here, making some great shots from Valentine. And they do work with the barrier. The header does work with the barrier, so if they would happen to have a broken barrier, there'd be a 10-second penalty added. And if that heeler would happen to come with the one-leg catch, that'd be a 5-second penalty for a one-leg catch instead of a two-leg catch. But again, you just saw our first run here this afternoon was a good one, and that's just how it's supposed to work. Somewhere down at the other end of the arena, we must have lost something. They got quite a crew down there looking for something that must have got lost in the dirt. But a time of 10:31 for Cooper Neal and Logan Lindsley. Let's tell you what happened in their first two go-rounds. Jacob Wilson and Dalton Dugan won the Thursday go-round, first go-round with a time of 9 seconds flat. And then Ryland Swanson and Grady Gorwell, they won round two with a time of 10:06. And we got a time of 10:31 going here right now. And again, I don't know if what they lost out there, but we've got quite a crew down at the end of the arena here, currently looking for something that got lost. So we do have a brief timeout here on the arena floor. Again, we just had our first team of team ropers going. We'll come back with more team roping here from your Nebraska High School Finals Rodeo on News Channel Nebraska.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Bob Mills of Mills Feed, your Redmond Salt and Mineral and Sweet Pro supplement dealer in Gordon, Nebraska, and by Welder Manufacturing of Kilgore for all your overhead bins and cakers.
Hey, it's me, one of those students on the waiting list for a Teammates mentor. I've heard Teammates is so fun and awesome. You get to talk, laugh, play games, and hang out with a positive, caring adult once a week at school. Teammates helps students believe in themselves, and 97% of mentees are proud to be a part of it. I'd love to be one of those mentees, but we need more mentors. So if you got an hour a week to be someone a student like me can count on, go to teammates.org today. Join the team. Be a mentor.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Perfect Valley Irrigation of Bassett, your Valley Irrigation dealer. For sales and service, dial 402-684-2321. And by Gordon Golf and Country Club. Good vibes, great views, and where every day feels like the weekend.
All right, we are back. Whatever was lost maybe has been found. We understand the last team that ran was J.C. Anthony and Ty Stevens. I did hear the announcer say something like that. We'll see and check on that. So our next team, I believe, is going to be Cooper Neal and Logan Lindsley. We might have had a change up there in our program. And
there's that bad news. We're going to switch in.
make it work.
Well, you know what? I think we'll observe a little long for creativity. Transformed about it is still in no time. Cato Trump with the bunch of the tickets for the Nationals. He's already done the defender Nebraska.
All right, going to be a no time there. And our next team is going to be Cato Shrunk and Heston Fay. So we did have a change-up in our official program here this afternoon. So our next team to go is Cato Shrunk and Heston Fay is our next team. So we'll make some changes here in our program. J.C. Anthony and Ty Stevens have the 1031. This is Cato Shrunk and Heston Fay, and that's how you do it right there. Nice run from Shrunk and Fay. How about a 6:85 here this afternoon? That is our fastest time so far at the high school finals this weekend. Cato Shrunk and Heston Fay. Look at that run there. They made it work with a 6:85. Impressive run from the two Cowboys, Cato Shrunk and Heston Fay. Rylan Swanson, Grady Gorwell. That'll be our next team. Again, this is Rylan Swanson and Grady Gorwell. Rylan Swanson and Grady Gorwell getting things set back there in the roping box. I believe. Sometimes just a reminder too that a lot of the times the stock is drawn for, so if they would happen to get the wrong number on the steer in the chute, they would have to maybe make a change as well, which might be what they're doing. We did have a change up there in our program with J.C. Anthony and Ty Stevens running first with a time of 10:31, and then Cato Shrunk and Heston Fay with a 6:85. Just turned that time in to set the fastest time of the finals so far. And we'll see who we got up next here in our third team to go in the team roping at your Nebraska High School Finals Rodeo. And we've got barrel racing and bull riding events yet to come here. It's been a great afternoon, other than putting up with that north wind that has just been relentless all day. The flag over there on the south side of the arena is stuck straight out all day long. And we're having a little work back behind the bucking, or back from the timed event shoot. So we do have another little timeout here from the Nebraska High School Finals. We might take another quick break here, and we'll be back with more team roping action yet coming up here from Valentine in the Nebraska High School Finals.
From the heart of Nebraska to across the state, RMV Construction is building more than just structures. We're building trust. RMV Construction has grown from humble beginnings to become a trusted name across central Nebraska and beyond. With unmatched craftsmanship, cutting-edge innovation, and an unwavering commitment to customer satisfaction, we deliver projects on time, on budget, and above expectations. Trusted, local, proven. RMV Construction in Kearney and Lincoln. Let's build your vision together.
All right, looks like we're getting back to team roping action. And we're getting ready to go here. Ryland Swanson and Grady Gorwill, our next team. And trying to get that to fit on the head and side. And not going to work here this afternoon. No time for Ryland Swanson, Grady Gorwill. No time. Tough break there. Like we said, that wind could have a little bit of an effect if you get down here to that east end of the arena. You hit the end of the north grandstand, and there's like we said, been a breeze blowing all day long that probably has a little bit of an effect there on the roping. Holden DeGroff and Ty Bridgman, our next team up. Make the neck catch. That's legal. Let's see if they can get those 2 legs in. They got a 1-leg catch. And a 5-second penalty. We'll see what the time is with the 5-second penalty. 11:59 with a 5-second penalty. That would have been a 6:59 without the 5-second penalty for Holden DeGroff. Ty Bridgman. All right, I think we're going now with Aubrey Shrewsbury and Burr Underwood, I believe they said. Aubrey Shrewsbury and Burr Underwood. Our next team to go. Here we go. Aubrey Shrewsbury and Burr Underwood. And they reach down and get her run. Get her done. .947. That's Aubrey Shrewsbury and Burr Underwood with a 9:47. Next up is going to be Remy Wells and Corbin Drury. Remy Wells from Central City. Corbin Drury from Anselmo. And our time to beat is 6:85. Cato Shrunk and Heston Fay. This is Remy Wells and Corbin Drury. Here we go, Wells and Drury. Remy Wells, Corbin Drury. Oh, man. That one not going to fit on there. Might try to rebuild the loop here and make a second attempt. We'll see if it works or not. For Remy Wells and Corbin Drury. And not going to work on the Heelan side. So a tough break for the team. They try to keep it going. Remy Wells, Corbin Drury take a no time here this afternoon. And we've got 3 teams left to go in our team roping from your Nebraska High School Rodeo Final. Jacob Wilson and Dalton Dugan. Jacob Wilson from Arthur. Dalton Dugan out of St. Paul. They won the first go-round with a run of 9 seconds flat. Today, we've already got a 6:85 turned in. So they'll have to turn it up a notch. Jacob Wilson and Dalton Dugan, our next team. Here's Wilson and Dugan. Down and just got a 1 leg in there. Plus 5. .14:38 the time for Jacob Wilson and Dalton Dugan. With the 1 leg catch, the 5-second penalty added. Gives him a 14:38. And we've got Hunter Cooper and Cooper Shrunk. Hunter Cooper, Cooper Shrunk are going to be the next team. And here we go, they're off. And a 1 leg catch. Another 5-second penalty will be added. 14:09 with the 5-second penalty for Hunter Cover. Duper shrunk. A time of 14:09. And our final team, both from Erickson, Nebraska, Garrett Renner, Parker Freoff. It'll be the final team up this afternoon. They're Erickson, Nebraska Cowboys, Garrett Renner and Parker Freoff. Thinking about a good run here on our final team ropers here at the Nebraska High School Finals. We got that steer not looking straight ahead in the timed event shoot there, trying to get him looking straight ahead. As Garrett Renner and Parker Freoff wait to give the nod when the chase will be on. Garrett Renner, Parker Freoff.
There it is. Let's see it on a clean one.
Got a smooth run put into the scorebook. We'll get a time for our final team, Garrett Renner, Parker Freoff.
There's no better way to close out the Teutonic team run. We're on with the money set on.
10:65 for Garrett Renner and Parker Freoff. A time of 10:65. Well, your fastest time here in our short go of the team roping of the Nebraska High School Finals this afternoon. Cato Shrunk and Heston Fay with a run of 6:85. We're going to get the arena work. We've got barrel racing coming up next from your Nebraska High School Finals Rodeo on News Channel Nebraska.
When quality matters, it starts at Scotty's Ranchland Foods in Valentine. They're known for the highest quality beef, carefully aged to perfection, alongside fresh, vibrant produce, and a deli famous for fresh, never frozen fried chicken. It's quality you can see. Home of Scotty's Meat RX. Scotty's Ranchland Foods in Valentine, Nebraska. A better cut every time.
Darling, I believe everything's gonna be alright. No need to worry, cause you got somebody on your side. We all need a fam, we all need a crew. When you're in a jam, don't know what to do, just reach out your hand and we'll see you through. Doesn't matter where you're at, we got your back. We got your back.
With a Medica health plan, you're not just covered, you're cared for.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Ranchland Western Store, the best selection of Western goods in the Sandhills. Shop in downtown Ainsworth or at ranchlandwestern.com. And by Hometown Lumber, your locally owned hardware and lumber store in Valentine. This is Nebraska. It's beautiful and vast, dotted with hardworking rural communities. And they are why News Channel Nebraska exists, to deliver quality, heartfelt news from the entire state of Nebraska. From Long Pine to Chadron and Nebraska City to Rushville. From the challenging stories to the joyful ones, you'll find news from across the state in every NCN broadcast. This is Nebraska, and Nebraska is home.
We're back in Valentine. Hope you're enjoying the Nebraska High School Finals Rodeo on News Channel Nebraska. Thanks to all of our great sponsors for making it possible. And thanks to you for viewing wherever you're at. Maybe you're at home. Maybe you're in your camper somewhere watching it on a Saturday afternoon. It's been a good one. We've got a few more events yet to go here before we wrap it up. And, of course, like we said, our Cowboys and Cowgirls looking forward to being in that top four, shooting for the top four spots and qualifying for the Nationals, which this year is going to be held in Lincoln, Nebraska. And our barrel racing is going to be our next event. And it's been, like we said, a great 3 days of rodeo action here in Valentine at the Cherry County Fairgrounds. Valentine, a great host for the Nebraska High School Finals Rodeo. And our barrel racers are getting things ready to go next here in Valentine. Lots of miles put on over the series of the rodeo season and bringing us all here to Valentine for the finals. And of course, buckles will be earned today, champions will be crowned, and National High School Finals Rodeo is on the sights for our remaining barrel racers and bull riders here in our rodeo competition in Valentine. Barrel racing in the first 2 days, Grace Krafka was your first go-round winner. She had a 17.957, and Marissa Weichert won the second go-round on Friday, 17.953. And Callan Cox of Purdom is going to be our first cowgirl to go. Callan Cox, she's already been she knows what it's like to go to the Nationals. She was a national high school qualifier last year for Nebraska. Got a good run to start it up here this afternoon. And that barrel tips, but it doesn't fall over, so it's still good. (17.816). 17.816. That is the fastest time so far here this weekend. 17.816 for Callan Cox of Purdom sets the mark high. Taylor Rosander of Woolback is going to go next. Taylor Rosander, Woolback, Nebraska cowgirl. And yeah, the fastest time of the finals on our first run. Really going to mean the girls got to give it the green light and go. Here's Taylor Rosander. Boy, she is cutting some tight corners here. Rosander with one barrel to go. And here we go. The race is on. (17.996) for Taylor Rosander. 17.996. And our cowgirls are racing here for the final day of the short go of the barrel racing at your Nebraska High School Finals. Grace Krafka from Bellwood. She won the first go-round on Thursday with a nice time of 17.957. She'll need faster than that today to win it. She's off to a good start. Grace Krafka. Here we go. (18.216). 18.216 for Grace Krafka. Our third barrel racer here is Macy Harrington of Bassett. She was also a national qualifier last year. Bassett, Nebraska cowgirl Macy Harrington. Seen her in a couple events here today. And here she goes. Harrington, already a three-time winner in the polls. All 3 rounds. Sharp turn on the last barrel for Harrington. (18.266) for Macy Harrington. 18.266. Annie Hawkins of Arthur is going to be our next cowgirl to go. After Annie, we will rake and come back with Remy Wells. But let's watch Annie Hawkins. Hawkins rounding the third barrel and heading for home. (18.717) for Annie Hawkins. So 17.816 from Callan Cox is leading it. They're going to rake. While they do that, we've got a short timeout. We'll be back with our second half of barrel racing here at your Nebraska High School Finals Rodeo on News Channel Nebraska.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Cherry Todd Electric Cooperative. Cherry Todd Electric Cooperative is dedicated to serving and supporting our members' interest. And by Muddy Creek Pro Rodeo Company, where the dust settles on champions.
We're back in Valentine, our second half of barrel racing getting ready to go. And in our first 5 that we just had run, Callan Cox of Purdom was the first to run. She turned in a time of 17:8:16, and that is leading it. That's the fastest time of the finals for the for the 3 days. 5 cowgirls to go. And again, like we said, it's been an exciting 3 days of rodeo action here in Valentine. And today we've got the sun shining, some scattered clouds, and north wind we put up with all day. But it's been a very pleasant day for the fans here today. A lot of people still in their hoodies and long sleeves today, trying to stay just a little on the cool side, but it hasn't been bad. And like we said, we've top 4 at the end of once all the results are tallied, the top 4 in each event at the end of the season. I'll head on to the high school national finals rodeo. That is going to be in Lincoln, Nebraska, July 19th through the 25th. If you want to see some of the best high school rodeo athletes in the nation, you'll be all converging in Lincoln, July 19th through the 25th. Exciting to have it here in Nebraska. And we're getting our arena raked, and we'll get ready to go here with our final 5 to go in the barrel racing. Remy Wells will start it off once we get action back underway. They get the barrel set, tractors parked, and Remy Wells back behind the gate, ready to enter the arena. And around the clover leaf padded around the 3 barrels. Again, we haven't seen it, but a tipped over barrel, if you'd happen to knock one over, would add a 5-second penalty, and obviously that would take you out of the money, out of the time here, out of the top times with a 5-second penalty. And Remy Wells' horse is going to start to the left instead of the right. Horses can start either way, whichever they're most comfortable with. And this horse works better going to that left barrel first out of the box. Remy Wells got a good one to start it off, and here we go. $17,791. There is our new leader in the barrel race. Remy Wells turns in a $17,791. Nice run from Wells. As Gracie Pearson out of Hershey comes on the run. Gracie Pearson. And she's turning some tight barrels here. 1 left to go. And a good kick here for Pearson down the home stretch. $18,427 for Gracie Pearson. $18,427. Zaylee Werdeman from Harrison, Nebraska will go next here in the barrel race. From Valentine in the Nebraska High School Finals, this is Zaylee Werdeman. Tight barrel there. Here we go. Werdeman down the home stretch. $18,616, I think he said. 18,616 for Zaylee Werdeman. 2 cowgirls to go. Marissa Weichert of Grant will be our next cowgirl. Here's Marissa Weichert. Weichert making a nice run there and trying to stay out of the dust. Had a big dust storm come right through her run there. Weichert, though, on the home stretch. And 17:9:39 for Marissa Weichert. That's the third fastest time unofficially in my book. And there's one cowgirl to go from Humphrey. This is Aubrey Whitaker. Aubrey Whitaker going to be our final cowgirl to go. Oh no, and a tipped over barrel.
To her and every cowgirl of the high school standings of Nebraska. Take a thank you to them all and wish them the very best as they say goodbye. For that, we say goodbye for a total of a 23:098.
23:098 for Aubrey Whitaker. The tipped over barrel gives a 5-second penalty. So Whitaker's time will be 23:098. Well, it looks like our fastest time here in our Nebraska high school finals barrel racing in the short go is Remy Wells of Central City with a time of 17:791. Stay tuned. We've got bull riding, our next event here from the Nebraska High School Finals in Valentine on News Channel Nebraska.
Good luck to all the competitors in the Nebraska High School Rodeo Association Finals from your friends at Leachman Cattle. Whether you're chasing buckles, jackpots, or big dreams, we're proud to support the next generation of ranching families. When the rodeo's over, head west to Meriden, Wyoming, and check out our private treaty bulls for yourself. And then mark your calendar now for the Fall Roundup sale on November 20th at the Dollar Profit Center. Great cattle, great people, built around profitability. Better cows for a better world.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Dustin White Irrigation. Your irrigation can't shut down. That's why we never do. And by Valentine Livestock Auction, your source for feeder cattle and replacement stock from ranches in the Sandhills of Nebraska.
All right, we've got one event yet to go here this afternoon. It is the bull riding. They're going to get the turnback fence put up here in the arena. Of course, that turnback fence there to provide for the safety of our cowboys that are on the back of the bull. Gives a little shorter arena, and it obviously gives that bull a little better chance to work and to get a better score. But we've got 6 cowboys to go in the bull riding. Coy Moss, Clay Hadeen, Parker Chavez, Kelston Linder, Sutton Shrunk, and Cooper Kerner going to be our final cowboys to go in the bull riding this afternoon here at the Nebraska High School Finals in Valentine. Hope you've been enjoying the coverage this afternoon on News Channel Nebraska. And again, a big thanks to all of our fine sponsors. Thanks to the crew in the truck out here in the arena on catching all of the great action on camera and bringing it to wherever you're at, whether you're in your living room or in your camper or not home. If you're on the road, you can always follow News Channel Nebraska wherever you go. And check them out online at newschannelnebraska.com. All kinds of good stuff there as we get ready for bull riding action here from Valentine. Well, as we said earlier today, we also crowned our Nebraska High School Rodeo Queen, Audra Bell Worth, is your new Nebraska High School Rodeo Queen. Congratulations to Audra Bell Worth, and she'll be representing Nebraska in the National High School Queen competition, the National High School Rodeo Queen competition. All right, our volunteers doing a good job of getting the turnback fence put up. We're about ready for our final event, bull riding. And again, here in the bull riding, unlike the saddle bronc riding and bareback riding, there will be no mark-out rule in the bull riding. So basically, you don't have to have your boots over that the bull's shoulders the first jump out. You just need to hang on. The rider is holding on with a braided bull rope that has no knots. It's wrapped around the belly of the bull. And basically like to put a good 8-second ride together. If they do have that opportunity to do some spurring action, sometimes you might see that. Maybe garner a couple of extra points from the judges. But basically, the better the bull performs, obviously, is your chance of getting a better score. Again, the judges are scoring both the bull and the rider, 1 to 25 each. Each judge has 50 points to give out. 1 to 25 for the bull, 1 to 25 for the rider. And again, 8 seconds is the duration they need to hang on. Coy Moss. Denton, Nebraska. Coy Moss of Denton is going to be our first cowboy to go in the bull riding. We also do have a bullfighter out there as well in the arena. He is there to sometimes help that bull maybe perform a little better, get that bull to turn around and start spinning, and our bullfighters do a good job. We've got two of them out there in the arena this afternoon. They are there to protect our bull rider if he would happen to get bucked off the bull. Sometimes that bull likes to turn around and look for who was on his back, and those guys are there to distract the bull and let the cowboy get to safety. Or if they'd happen to get hung up, you'll see those bullfighters get right in there and try to get the hand free. Sometimes the hand gets caught on the rope and they need a little assistance getting off. So they're kind of the lifesavers of the rodeo arena, you might say. As Coy Moss going to be our first cowboy to go. Coy Moss of Denton. Coy Moss going to be first to go. Again, they'll get that rope around the belly of the bull, and then they'll wrap their hand on that rope. No knots, nothing's tied, nothing like that. They'll use a glove, obviously, to give them a little better grip in that rope. And 8-second ride is what they're looking to do. In the bull riding already, Sutton Shrunk and Parker Chavez were your winners. Sutton Shrunk won the first go-round. Parker Chavez won the second go-round, and they both had identical scores of 76 points. So we've seen some good bull rides here already. In our short go, 6 bull riders will give it a shot here in Valentine in our Nebraska High School Rodeo Final short go. Coy Moss is getting things set right now. He's our first cowboy to go. Great day here in Valentine. It's been a pretty good week all along. The weather's cooperated for the most part. And Coy Moss getting things set down there in that buck and shoot. And obviously you do have some assistance there getting you on the back of that bull. Usually have a spotter holding you there in case that bull would decide maybe to rear up or to try to lean you against the chutes. Usually somebody's back there to make sure that you're safe in the bucking chute. And Coy Moss of Denton is going to be first to go. And we've had 2 76-point rides, one each go-round. Thursday, Sutton Shrunk. Friday, Parker Chavez. Both had 76-point rides. This is Coy Moss, our first one to go this afternoon. He says, let's do it. Coy Moss. And Moss gets a bull that's going to spin pretty tight. And Moss not able to keep his seat. Going to take a no score this afternoon. Coy Moss takes a no score, and there's our first bull rider this afternoon. Clay Hedeen out of Sterling, Colorado will be next to go. And here we go with Clay Hedeen out of Sterling, Colorado. You can indicate which state you would like to compete in the high school rodeo competition. And Hedeen, living in Sterling, close enough to Nebraska there, competes in Nebraska. Clay Hedeen. Like to put a good ride in the book here to set the mark. Clay Hedeen out of Sterling, Colorado. And again, we do have, like we said, we've got the 2 bullfighters in there. We also do have a cowboy on horseback with a rope, just in case they would need to rope that bull and try to keep him from hurting anybody that might Maybe he got bucked off or on the ground. This is Clay Hedin. And whoa, he gets a big spinning bull again and slides right off the end there. Little airtime for Hedin. But it's going to be a no score for Clay Hedin out of Sterling, Colorado. Parker Chavez, cowboy right here from Valentine, is going to be next to go. Got two Valentine cowboys in the bull riding, Parker Chavez and Sutton Shrunk. And ironically, they both won a round. Sutton Shrunk on Thursday, Parker Chavez on Friday, and they both scored 76 points. But Parker Chavez would like to do that again. Valentine cowboy, Parker Chavez.
For 76 points to take away from the number 1 man. And again, with an opening to the average, and Sutton Shrunk will have to secure 3 rides later on. And Parker now on that 76.
There's Parker Chavez getting things set behind the buck and shoot.
Settle up on the finals average. As we crank up the summer heat, let's go hometown hero.
Chavez getting things set behind there. That bull might be leaning down just a little bit. Looks a little low in the buck and shoot. Trying to get him to stand up. Here we go. Whoa. Well, the bulls come out spinning today. Chavez not able to keep his balance on there and takes a no score here in your bull riding. Parker Chavez, a Valentine, no score.
And that leaves us 3 down with 3 left to go. Rodeo, Nebraska.
Next up, we'll go with Broken Bow cowboy Kelston Lindner. Lindner from Broken Bow going to be next to go. And again, looking to get a score in the scorebook here this afternoon. It's the Bulls 3, the Cowboys 0 right now. But Kelston Lindner would like to change that. Lindner out of Broken Bow.
We'll take over the short round on Saturday. Blind check. Matchup drawn by our officials. Leader round previous to the rodeo performance.
Lindner warming up that bull rope there, getting that rosin on there nice and sticky, and gets that wrapped around his hand and gets a secure grip. Kelston Lindner out of Broken Bow, Nebraska, our next cowboy to go. Lindner will make sure everything's set just right before he gives the nod. And Kelston Lindner about has things set. Slides up on that bull rope. Says, let's do it. And Lindner just slid off to the left side there as that bull's spinning. And the Bulls have really come out of there spinning tight. Cowboys really got to sit up straight on there and get caught in the well, and you go down as Lindner takes a no time. And there's 2 Cowboys left to go here in our bull riding this afternoon. Watch Lindner here now as that bull spins and just got to leaning a little too far to the left there and not able to stay on. Sutton Shrunk to the Valentine. Gonna go. He has rode 2 bulls here in the first 2 go-rounds. So he is 2 for 2 and Shrunk would like to cap it off, going 3 for 3. Had a 76-point ride Thursday, had a 72-point ride yesterday. He'd take just anything here just to get a score in the scorebook here today and make it a 3-0 run here in Valentine at your Nebraska High School Finals Rodeo. Sutton Shrunk to Valentine. Gonna go. Looking forward to headed down to the national finals is Sutton Shrunk. And Shrunk will get things ready to go here. Trying to get a score in the scorebook this afternoon. Sutton Shrunk. Here we go, Sutton Shrunk. Oh, trying to get sticky and just slid out of the rope there. Did Shrunk, takes a no score here this afternoon. Sutton Shrunk with a no score. And we've got one Cowboy to go. We got Cooper Kerner out of Sutherland going to be our final Cowboy to go. Trying to get a score in the scorebook here this afternoon in our bull riding. And Cooper Kerner of Sutherland is going to be our final Cowboy that has a chance to do it. Cooper Kerner getting things set there behind the buck and shoots. Can win the round with an 8-second ride. That's all he needs. Yeah, that sounds pretty easy, doesn't it? For us sitting here in the stands, for sure. All right, Cooper Kerner, let's get her done. Cooper Kerner out of Sutherland, our final Cowboy to go. This is Cooper Kerner, Sutherland, getting things set. Our final bull rider here this afternoon for Nebraska High School Rodeo Finals in Valentine. Cooper Kerner. See if he can get a score in the scorebook and win the go-round. Here we go. Cooper Kerner getting things set. And here we go. Kerner getting it all set down there. Looks like he's got plenty of support behind him there, behind the buck and shoot. And he'd like to put a good ride together, trying to get that left leg down in there, looks like. That bull getting tight against the gate. Oh, comes out of there and not going to work for Cooper Kerner. Well, the Bulls won it today, 6-0 over the Cowboys. In the bull riding at your Nebraska High School Finals Rodeo. No qualified rides today, but it's been a great week of rodeo action here from Valentine. And that is our final event for our Nebraska High School Rodeo Finals. And we'll come back. We'll try to gather up all of our national qualifiers and tell you who's going to be headed to Lincoln, Nebraska, July 19th through the 25th for the National High School Finals Rodeo, which is being hosted this year by Lincoln, the capital city of Lincoln, Nebraska. We'll be back with more here from Valentine after this.
At Cherry County Hospital, exceptional care isn't just what we do, it's who we are. From welcoming newborn babies into the world to routine checkups that keep you healthy, specialty care that keeps you closer to home, rehabilitation and therapy that make you stronger, and emergency services in your time of need. Our dedicated team is here for every stage of life. Close to home, focused on family, committed to our community. Cherry County Hospital, providing trusted care close to home.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Fulton Performance Horses. Tradition and excellence, proven genetics. Fulton Performance Horses of East Todd Township, South Dakota. And by Four Seasons Pest Control. Residential and commercial serving Nebraska and South Dakota. Call 605-944-1234 Seasons.
This is Scott Saltz with Lashley Land and Recreational Brokers. My family and I are longtime supporters of Nebraska High School Rodeo. All three of my kids high school rodeoed, and Jate was a state champion team roper in 2022. We want to wish all the competitors good luck, safe travels, and let your hard work shine at state finals. If you ever need help with real estate, give me a call at 289-1383 or find us on the web at lashleyland.com.
NCN Sports is brought to you by G&V's Market, your longtime locally owned and operated grocery store, outstanding meat, fresh produce, and more. And by Sheridan Livestock Auction Company, trusted by sellers, respected by buyers. Go to SheridanLivestock.com.
Join us at the Legend Buttes Horse Sale on June 27th in Crawford, Nebraska. 80 horses and a featured Border Collie stock dog for sale. From honest people and honest horses. We'll have ranch horses, rope horses, trail horses, family horses, and more. There is a horse for everyone. Legend Buttes Horse Sale, June 27th, Crawford, Nebraska.
Well, we had a pretty impressive day here, our final day in the short go of the Nebraska High School Rodeo Finals in Valentine, and let's take a look back and maybe a little recap of how our day turned out today with the best rides in each of our events here today in Valentine. In the pole bending, we saw a great run today, and boy, you talk about some fast times in the pole bending, but it looked like it was Macy Harrington of Bassett winning it her third time. Had a great run on the steer wrestling. Great time there by Trey Blackmore. Alex Forey in the goat tying. Putting together some nice quick runs here today. Also, Tommy Reed. And we saw some impressive runs here in our competition today with some great highlights here caught by News Channel Nebraska. And it's just been some great competition here from Valentine. Tie-down roping, Luke Mead with a good run, showing you how to get things done in the tie-down roping. Also, Remy Wells in the breakaway roping had a good run on this with the 286. Grady Gorwell in the saddle bronc riding. Gorwell had a good weekend. Gorwell ends it with a 75-point ride today in our finals. Some tough competition. Team roping, yeah, boy, these guys had the fastest time of the whole weekend. Cato Shrunk and Heston Fay. 6:85 today to win the team roping. Very impressive. Great way to end the weekend with a 6:85 run on the team roping. That'll win you money anywhere. In the barrel racing, Remy Wells turns in a 17:791 today, the fastest time. And Wells had it all clicking. So some impressive runs here from the final day of our Nebraska High School Finals Rodeo in Valentine. And stay tuned. We're going to be talking about our national qualifiers that we have that'll be headed to the High School National Finals Rodeo, July 19th to the 25th in Lincoln. That's coming up.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Bob Mills of Mills Feed, your Redmond Salt and Mineral and Sweet Pro supplement dealer in Gordon, Nebraska, and by Welder Manufacturing of Kilgore for all your overhead bins and cakers.
At the racetrack or the rat race around town, fuel matters. Here, customers can expect the highest quality fuel that they deserve.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Perfect Valley Irrigation of Bassett, your Valley Irrigation dealer. For sales and service, dial 402-684-2321. And by Gordon Golf and Country Club. Good vibes, great views, and where every day feels like the weekend.
So this yellow jacket, it basically symbolizes that it's showtime.
The yellow jackets are a throwback to Monday Night Football.
The 1970s, Keith Jackson, Howard Cosell.
That was the big broadcast in the country. Now we're the big broadcast in Nebraska.
When News Channel Nebraska is covering a game, we want you to know that we take it seriously. We want to dress sharp. We have pride in what we do.
And we're going to wear those yellow jackets to show people. Now we're a little old school, but we're also the important broadcast of the night.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Ranchland Western Store, the best selection of Western goods in the Sandhills. Shop in downtown Ainsworth or at ranchlandwestern.com. And by Hometown Lumber, your locally owned hardware and lumber store in Valentine.
Behind every switch you flip, innovation is at work. NPPD is using advanced technology to generate and deliver the reliable energy you have come to expect. Like AI-driven platforms to optimize energy generation, drones for infrastructure inspection, advanced metering for faster outage detection, and helping advance carbon capture and sequestration technologies. It's not just electricity we are delivering, it's innovation, powering the state, empowering your life. Nebraska Public Power District.
Big ideas, bold graphics, quality products you're proud to wear. That is Custom Sports. Custom Sports, custom graphics, quality products, and timely service you can count on.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Cherry Todd Electric Cooperative. Cherry Todd Electric Cooperative is dedicated to serving and supporting our members' interest. And by Muddy Creek Pro Rodeo Company, where the dust settles on champions.
I spend with purpose because I bank with purpose at Liberty First Credit Union. With my Liberty Plus checking account, I can earn extra cash just for spending on everyday things, like groceries, online or in-store purchases, and lunch. At Liberty First, anyone can join, so start earning money to spend on the things you love. Start banking with purpose. Start banking with Liberty First Credit Union.
At Nebraska Orthopedic Center, they provide comprehensive orthopedic health care. Their physicians are highly skilled in all areas of orthopedic and sports medicine, including spine surgery, foot and ankle, hand and upper extremities, fracture care, and total joint replacement. Their expertise includes the medical management of injuries through physical and rehabilitative methods or surgical intervention. To schedule an appointment or to learn more about Nebraska Orthopedic Center and their family of 25 physicians, go online to nebraskaortho.com. That's nebraskaortho.com. Nebraska Orthopedic Center is your healing destination.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Dustin White Irrigation. Your irrigation can't shut down. That's why we never do. And by Valentine Livestock Auction, your source for feeder cattle and replacement stock from ranches in the Sandhills of Nebraska.
At first, I was really nervous and intimidated to buy a ring.
My experience at Starter Heyman was very easy. I felt like I walked out with the ring that was going to make her go wow and say yes.
I love my ring. It is so beautiful. I get compliments on it all the time. I always tell them Starter Heyman. I love it. Yeah, we would definitely recommend Starter Heyman.
We're definitely coming back in the future.
We have a wedding band to buy. So.
We do, yes. The wedding bands. We'll be back for that.
Starter Heyman Jewelers, downtown 12th and O, South Point Pavilions, and Grand Island.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Fulton Performance Horses. Tradition and excellence, proven genetics. Fulton Performance Horses of East Todd Township, South Dakota. And by Four Seasons Pest Control. Residential and commercial serving Nebraska and South Dakota. Call 605-944-1234 Seasons.
Good luck to all the competitors in the Nebraska High School Rodeo Association Finals from your friends at Leachman Cattle. Whether you're chasing buckles, jackpots, or big dreams, we're proud to support the next generation of ranching families. When the rodeo's over, head west to Meriden, Wyoming, and check out our private trading bulls for yourself. And then mark your calendar now for the Fall Roundup sale on November 20th at the Dollar Profit Center. Great cattle, great people, built around profitability. Better cows for a better world.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Speedy Mart. When you have to fuel your journey and feed the crew, whether it's many or a few, Speedy Mart is fresh, ready, super clean, and convenient.
Here, customers can expect the highest quality fuel that they deserve.
And when you make a pit stop, it's gotta be fast. Easy in, easy out. Speedy Mart for the win.
NCN Sports is brought to you by G&V's Market, your longtime locally owned and operated grocery store, outstanding meat, fresh produce, and more. And by Sheridan Livestock Auction Company, trusted by sellers, respected by buyers. Go to SheridanLivestock.com. This is Nebraska, and so is this. News Channel Nebraska's mission is to connect everyone in Nebraska, urban and rural. Because when people in Palisade understand what happens in Grand Island, and when people in Scotts Bluff get to share their story with the people of Niobrara, we become one Nebraska. This is Nebraska, and this is home.
Kearney, Nebraska is the getaway you never knew you needed. With comfortable, premium lodging, eclectic shopping, and a variety of locally owned craft food and drink options, Kearney has something for everyone. By day, you'll find rich history, outdoor adventure, and some of America's most unique attractions. And by night, our many entertainment options, dazzling performances, and unique hangouts offer the perfect way to unwind. Visit Kearney. It's so much more than just in the middle.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Bob Mills of Mills Feed, your Redmond Salt and Mineral and Sweet Pro supplement dealer in Gordon, Nebraska, and by Welder Manufacturing of Kilgore for all your overhead bins and cakers.
Hey, it's me, one of those students on the waiting list for a Teammates mentor. I've heard Teammates is so fun and awesome. You get to talk, laugh, play games, and hang out with a positive, caring adult once a week at school. Teammates helps students believe in themselves, and 97% of mentees are proud to be a part of it. I'd love to be one of those mentees, but we need more mentors. So if you got an hour a week to be someone a student like me can count on, go to teammates.org today. Join the team. Be a mentor.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Perfect Valley Irrigation of Bassett, your Valley Irrigation dealer. For sales and service, dial 402-684-2321. And by Gordon Golf and Country Club. Good vibes, great views, and where every day feels like the weekend. From the heart of Nebraska to across the state, RMV Construction is building more than just structures. We're building trust. RMV Construction has grown from humble beginnings to become a trusted name across central Nebraska and beyond. With unmatched craftsmanship, cutting-edge innovation, and an unwavering commitment to customer satisfaction, we deliver projects on time, on budget, and above expectations. Trusted, local, proven. RMV Construction in Kearney and Lincoln. Let's build your vision together.
When quality matters, it starts at Scotty's Ranchland Foods in Valentine. They're known for the highest quality beef, carefully aged to perfection, alongside fresh, vibrant produce, and a deli famous for fresh, never frozen fried chicken. It's quality you can see. Home of Scotty's Meat RX. Scotty's Ranchland Foods in Valentine, Nebraska. A better cut every time.
Darling, I believe everything's gonna be alright. No need to worry, cause you got somebody on your side. We all need a fam, we all need a crew. When you're in a jam, don't know what to do, just reach out your hand and we'll see you through. Doesn't matter where you're at, we got your back. We got your back.
With a Medica health plan, you're not just covered, you're cared for.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Ranchland Western Store, the best selection of Western goods in the Sandhills. Shop in downtown Ainsworth or at ranchlandwestern.com. And by Hometown Lumber, your locally owned hardware and lumber store in Valentine. This is Nebraska, It's beautiful and vast, dotted with hardworking rural communities. And they are why News Channel Nebraska exists, to deliver quality, heartfelt news from the entire state of Nebraska. From Long Pine to Chadron and Nebraska City to Rushville. From the challenging stories to the joyful ones, you'll find news from across the state in every NCN broadcast. This is Nebraska, and Nebraska is home.
Good luck to all the competitors in the Nebraska High School Rodeo Association Finals from your friends at Leachman Cattle. Whether you're chasing buckles, jackpots, or big dreams, we're proud to support the next generation of ranching families. When the rodeo's over, head west to Meriden, Wyoming, and check out our private trading bulls for yourself. And then mark your calendar now for the Fall Roundup Sale on November 20th at the Dollar Profit Center. Great cattle, great people, built around profitability. Better cows for a better world.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Cherry Todd Electric Cooperative. Cherry Todd Electric Cooperative is dedicated to serving and supporting our members' interest. And by Muddy Creek Pro Rodeo Company, where the dust settles on champions.
Well, the road to this moment began months ago in arenas across Nebraska. Countless miles traveled, early mornings, late nights, and a relentless pursuit of excellence brought the state's best young cowboys and cowgirls to Valentine. And today, champions were crowned, dreams realized, and tickets to the National High School Finals Rodeo were punched. From rough stock to timed events, the next generation of Nebraska rodeo stars is ready to leave it all in the arena. Here are your national qualifiers in bareback riding. Kanan Heath of Minden, Kelston Lindner of Broken Bow, Cooper Walker of Mullen, and Trevor Burdick of Johnstown. In goat tying, Annie Hawkins of Arthur, Alex Forey of Newman Grove, Callie Olson of Bloomfield, and Aubrey Whitaker of Humphrey. In steer wrestling, Cotter Johnston of Stapleton, Cato Shrunk of Pender, Trey Blackmore of Chambers, and Colby Home of Wallace. In pole bending, Macy Harrington of Bassett, Kinsey Walls of Ainsworth, Annie Hawkins of Arthur, and Aubrey Shrewsbury of Alliance. In tie-down roping, Cato Shrunk of Pender, Tate Johnston of Thetford, Cody Marshall of Burwell, and Tyler McCauley of Pender. In breakaway qualifying for nationals, Phoenix Brown of North Platte, Remy Wells of Central City, Bryn McCauley of Mullen, and J.C. Anthony of Crofton. In saddle broncs, Grady Gorwell of Hyannis, Kanan Heath of Minden, Lake and Krogman of Valentine, and Sutton Shrunk of Valentine all qualify for nationals. In barrel racing, Grace Krafka of Bellwood, Remy Wells of Central City, Callan Cox of Purdom, and Macy Harrington of Bassett are your national qualifiers. In team roping, Garrett Renner and Parker Freoff, Jacob Wilson and Dalton Dugan, Aubrey Shrewsbury and Burr Underwood, and Cato Shrunk and Heston Fry will qualify for nationals. In barrel racing, heading to nationals in Lincoln. Let's go to bull riding. In bull riding, qualifying for nationals is Cooper Kerner of Sutherland, Sutton Shrunk of Valentine, Parker Chavez of Valentine, and Kelston Lindner of Broken Bow. And qualifying for nationals in barrel racing is Grace Krafka of Bellwood, Remy Wells of Central City, Callan Cox of Purdom, and Macy Harrington of Bassett. Those are your national qualifiers that'll be headed to Lincoln, Nebraska for the National Finals Rodeo, the High School National Finals Rodeo, July 19th to the 25th, 1,700 of the best high school athletes will all be in Lincoln, and the state of Nebraska will be well represented with our national qualifiers from today's Nebraska High School Finals in Valentine. We hope you enjoyed today's coverage from Valentine, Nebraska, on your Nebraska High School Finals Rodeo. For News Channel Nebraska, I'm Scott Posey. Have a great weekend, everyone, and drive safe if you're headed anywhere.
We now join
Let's take a look at our top moments from today here at Burke Stadium. The 2026 State Track and Field Meet Classes C and D on Saturday. Celebrate because you're winning. That's the 1600. Cale Garrett, Medicine Valley, going back-to-back in the 1600. He's the state champ. Class D girls 300-meter hurdles. That's Abigail Spargo setting a new state and meet record, 43.23 seconds. An incredibly dominant performance for Dundee County Stratton. Not to be outdone, 300 hurdles in Class C. Cale Johnson of Wakefield sliding in safely with a new state and meet record, 37.93 his time. Class C 200, Hazel Harburg wrapping up her brilliant career with another meet record, 23.88 seconds, set multiple meet and state records at her time here, wrapping up a brilliant career for Kearney Catholic. 4x400 meter relay, another record in Class D, another record for Dundee County